Hey everybody, I just got back from a safety conference and have a few things that I want to talk about in this month's safety video. The first thing is one of the big topics in the safety conference was those nuclear verdicts that we've all heard about when a passenger vehicle gets involved in an accident with a commercial vehicle. And it may not even be the commercial driver's fault, but it ends up in a huge lawsuit that ends up costing insurance money, driver's money, time, company's money, and it just creates this big, huge problem. And so there's a lot of things that we can do to avoid this. And I think in the next couple of videos, I'm going to probably talk on those. But one of the things that I want to make sure you guys are aware of is that your driving habits and what you do and how you do things affect so many things oftentimes that we don't even think about. You take, for example, because of these big, huge nuclear verdicts and the problems that it's causing in the industry, right now it's like the #2 topic in the industry. It's huge. But it's making it so trucking companies are more picky about the drivers they hire. And so it's never been more critical that you as a driver protect your driving record. And that means driving safe, being careful about what you do, and just avoiding any kind of situation that could potentially end up in harm. A lot of these nuclear verdicts are not happening from big, huge crashes like you think. They can be tiny, little, small crashes. You've got a bad player and the other person involved in it that may even been looking for it, may have been trying to find an opportunity to tangle with a commercial vehicle so that they can sue the company, sue the insurance company. They can get really ugly. So you've got to be careful about what you're doing. You got to be careful about your defensive driving techniques. I think, you kind of, as you're driving down the road, I hate being like a pessimistic type of person, but you almost kind of have to. You kind of have to assume that there are people out there that are bad actors, that are looking to take advantage of you as a driver and as us as a trucking company. So that just means you need to be more safer and careful about everything that you do. If you're getting involved in accidents or you're having hours of service violations or any of those things, all that affects your driving record and it affects your record with the FMCSA. Most trucking companies nowadays are not just pulling your MVR to see what you've been involved with there. They're also pulling what's called the pre-employment screening program report that shows any commercial vehicle violations, hours of service, vehicle maintenance, or things like that you have been involved with. So it's critical that you keep that record clean too, so that it helps not only us as a company, but it helps your record as a driver. Violations in those areas don't just affect the company; they affect you as a driver as well. So just another reason to be extra careful, good about your pre-trips, checking all the things that could go wrong, and not driving erratically, obeying all the laws and the hours of service rules. So again, kind of going back to these bad actors, these drivers, I want to give an example of this. Say you're making, let's just say you're making a right turn. We all know in a commercial truck, you've got to take a wider turn. Oftentimes you may be, straddling 2 lanes to make that happen, and be careful. You just have to be paying attention because a driver can sneak up on your right side. And if they are one of these bad actors trying to find an accident, they can do that, sneak up on the right side. You're going to pinch them off and you may cause just a little bit of damage on the front end of a car or a side of a car. But you're going to be the one that's probably at fault in it because you're making a right turn, even though they may have intentionally gotten in there. Those kind of situations, right turns, left turns, you just got to be super careful, always watching your mirrors, paying attention to what's going on around you. Kind of switching topics a little bit here, another thing that I want to talk about, and this didn't really come up in the safety conference, although it probably should. I was driving the other day and witnessed a road rage incident between a couple of cars, and it just kind of got me thinking. In a commercial vehicle, there is absolutely no room for road rage, none whatsoever. You're driving a 80,000 pound vehicle down the road. that can cause all kind of damage unintentionally. If there is any, like, one, you should never instigate one. Two, sometimes you may not be instigating it. You get a four-wheeler that gets pissed off about something that you did. They don't understand, how different it is driving a commercial vehicle, and they get upset. Don't let them pull you into that rage. You be the bigger person, you step away from it, you get yourself out of that situation. Even if that means you have to pull off to the side of the road and call the police or whatever, don't let yourself get drug into that situation, because it's going to cause you more problems than it does anybody else. Don't let that happen. Again, I appreciate everybody's focus on safety, driving safe, being safe. If you have any questions about this or anything else safety related, please feel free to call me or ask me anytime. As always, once you've had a chance to watch this video, shoot me a text about something you either liked about it or something I missed, and let's have a little conversation, or you can call me or shoot me an email, whatever's easiest for you. Thanks again for all you do.